If you have a water issue, it's going to affect your finances. Right. And it could be affecting your finances in a way that you don't know yet. But I would say, like, since you're focusing on partnership, it's also telling me that your ability to meet people and to let people know that you're single and looking, as well as you being available to meet someone, that's all being stifled. Because we're going to apply this to because you're asking about partnership. You're not asking about your career, or sorry, your finances. It can be affecting the flow of chi for you to meet someone.
Hey everybody, I'm Lori Schulweis.
And I'm Jenn Giammo.
And welcome to another episode of Everybody Talks, the podcast where we explore the wide world of wellness. Sometimes we talk to experts, sometimes we talk to each other, but we're always talking to you.
Every week we discuss topics from nutrition and exercise to mindfulness and self-care. And today we have a very special episode.
Yes.
Where we are exploring Feng Shui in person, in home, in Lori's home, consultation with Anjie Cho and Laura Morris, who you might remember from a previous podcast of ours.
Right. They have a podcast also called Holistic Spaces, and they invited us to be guests. And by guests, they meant come to my apartment and do a whole Feng Shui reading.
Yes.
So we encourage you to watch this episode on our YouTube channel because you're going to see, embarrassing as it may be, parts of my apartment and what Anjie says about me, about myself, about how you could maybe help me, especially in the room where we're sitting.
Yeah.
So take a listen or watch this episode of Everybody Talks.
So we're here at Lori's house.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a Feng Shui consultation for Lori. And Jenn is going to give all her 2 cents. And I think we're
really, Jen's 2 cents are really about 105 cents.
Yeah, $1.05, yes. We are in a New York City apartment, and we're going to do a Feng Shui consultation. So if you guys don't know the history, that we met because we did a podcast or you guys interviewed me and Laura for a podcast episode, and then we had so much fun that we did a follow-up episode. And then we also met your community online, and we did a little Zoom call.
Yeah, you and Laura were kind enough to come on and talk to our wellness ladies.
And they loved it.
And they loved every second of it.
Well, and this is also such a generous offering that you're opening up your home for both of our communities to experience a Feng Shui consultation. And, you know, not a lot of people want to open up their homes. But you were telling me, Lori, earlier that you had a lot of big milestones in your life,
Yes, I mean,
open to the public.
Yeah. So I have a lot of my life has been on television because of where I work, and it's the nature of the show that if those that don't know, I work at Live with Kelly and Mark, which started off as Live with Regis and Kathy Lee back in the day, but a lot of the premise of that show was, and what made it appeal to people was we really lifted that and opened up that fourth wall so that people who watch our show, and it's not just me that they know many of the staff, our lives have been kind of called out, shown on TV. So a lot of people know who I am. They saw me get engaged. They saw me parts of my wedding. They don't know about my divorce as much, but I think they know now. But a lot, I've lost weight twice on television and obviously gained it back and then lost it again. But so they've seen a lot of those things. So, why not this?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's a real gift to people. For instance, when Laura and I teach our Feng Shui certification program, a great deal of curriculum is actually auditing Feng Shui consultations to see different examples, different unique experiences. And over the years, Laura and I have done Feng Shui consultations on the podcast that folks can watch. And I think there's a lot to glean from it. And we actually just got, the last time we did something like this for the podcast, what did we do? We did a little giveaway and we just got a nice note back from the person that we did our consultation for.
Great. Wow.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah. But I also saw that your community was like so interested that I thought
Very
that they
much
would really
so.
benefit
So
from
interested.
I think
seeing
this, I mean, what little I learned about feng shui from the two of you, and Jen knew more about it than I did. I think you're much more
really.
mindful of it. I think when you're
I'm
decorating
just a little bit
and
more organized. That's all.
okay, is that it? Is that what it is? But I think
have a
that
lot less
people,
stuff.
yeah, and I think that people like things, especially after COVID, like everyone's homes mean so much to them now and mean more to them. And so because of that, I think people are interested in wanting to do the right thing to make the most of their space, whatever that is.
Absolutely. People are much more aware
Yeah.
because we spent more time at home. And I also think that what's interesting is hopefully you'll see this is that
Yeah.
there's so much more that we can work on when I work with you one-on-one.
Uh-huh.
And this is just a mini little thing
Right.
that we're going to do.
Okay.
But when you give kind of general information on a podcast, it's general. But
Right.
this time we're going to hone it in for you. And I think that there's going to be a lot of people, your community and my community, when they hear your story, that something's really going to resonate with them and support them. So it is really a generous gift.
Okay.
So
Oh,
thank you.
Well,
I think too that people just love to. I mean, there's so many home decor shows
Yes.
and so many like real estate shows.
Yeah.
$1 Million Listing is like one of my favorite shows to watch.
Yeah.
I feel like people like to just look inside other. Like I'll go to open houses. I'm not in the market for a new house. I just want to go to an open house because I want to see homes. I don't know. I don't think that's just me. I think people
no, I
like
don't
to
think
do
that is
that,
just
right?
you.
Yeah.
And I think, maybe my home could be like, oh, look, your house looks just like my house.
She's
like
a hoarder too.
Yeah, exactly.
She's not a hoarder.
I am a little bit.
No, I've seen
have?
I've seen hoarders.
You
So
haven't seen the second bedroom yet.
I
so
will.
hold
We're going
your-
to talk about that.
Hold your applause.
They
for,
warned
them.
me as I walked in the door, I'm not allowed to go into the second bedroom, but little do they know.
You're going in there.
You're
She's
going
going
in.
in.
I may not
All
go
right.
in, but we'll address it.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I do think that, like if you were walking down the street and someone's living room door was open, you would look inside.
Totally.
We all have a
100%.
curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a nice sneak peek into your life, but it will resonate with, I think, a lot of people.
I agree with you.
Okay, so how I start a consultation generally is that if you're listening versus watching the recording, we usually sit down first. I have Lori's floor plan in front of me and we sit down and I'll talk to her a little bit and then we'll review things and then we'll walk through the house and we'll see how that goes with the recording devices.
Yeah,
but
well, exactly.
yeah, we're DIYing it right
Yes,
now. Well, we
right,
do have an audio engineer with us.
That's right.
We do. We have an expert here.
We have an expert. Okay. So the first question I'll ask you, Lori, is what are some things that you would like to work on in your life? Like what are some wishes for yourself?
Just in general? I guess I did share this apartment with a partner. I'd like to share it again with a partner, but I'm not very proactive about that. So there must be some part of me that likes having it all to myself. I think that I would like it to be cleaner cleaner is a bad word because I think it is essentially clean, but I feel like I would like it to be uncluttered. I feel like as much as sometimes I find comfort in the clutter, which is weird, and I know hard for my friend here to understand, there is sometimes a little comfort in having like the stuff around. And I'd like to be able to part with things. I have trouble parting with things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the two things that you want to work on, one is to invite a partnership into your life.
Right.
And to a long-term partnership.
Yes, I think so. I think
Okay.
like because
Romantic
I'm
partnership.
Yes, a romantic partnership.
We are
I have a partner. We're not a couple, and I have a partner.
Just to be
I have a partner-ish.
Even though I have a lot to say.
You have a lot to say about all of it. I know. You should say your wishes for me.
I would love to see you have more. I think that if you were to clear some of the clutter,
Yeah.
you have a lot of nice things that you now have
Yes.
gotten, from your dad. And I think that they're beautiful, and to be able to display them where they're not going to get lost and sucked into like all the other stuff. Like they're special pieces that I think would be so nice to see.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of is much more the impetus for the cleaning out now is that I have, like she said, I have these things, some of which I've hung on some are paintings and I've hung on the wall, but some are like these Steuben glass pieces that have been in my family for 50 years, and which is not a long time, but it seems like a long time. And so actually longer than that. It has to be 60 or 70 years. Yeah. And that I would like them out of the brown boxes that they're in, and I want them to be displayed. Like I want, part of me wants the boxes gone. I'm tired of seeing the boxes, which that's like an influence from Jenn, but part of it is like I want a place that I could share them. It was just, it's like people don't share that, they don't have hutches anymore, people.
Yeah. I was just
Yeah.
thinking you could have like a dinner, you could have
Yeah.
dinner parties where you actually, is it like
They're not.
serveware?
No, they're not. They're
what
like
is it?
figurines.
Oh,
I do have other
figurines.
things.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's figurines.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do have other things.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's that. That was a long answer.
No, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so partnership, and then in terms of your home, you see that there's this connection with comfort and
Yeah.
having things around you,
Mm-hmm.
but you acknowledge that there's something there that doesn't feel quite right and holds you back because
Yes.
you feel like it's very comfortable,
Yes.
but at the same time maybe stifling.
Yes. All of that. Yeah. On the
And
money.
maybe it's time to break open that cocoon.
right? Okay. Yes.
Right? They talk about that. The cocoon
Yeah.
feels really comfy, but
Yes.
then you're actually kind of in your own sweat, and if you got out of it, you would see that there's this whole other world.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you have to get rid of everything.
Right.
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 Okay.
I have a hard time parting with things because I blame it on a memory. Like I feel like I need the things to remember things, but you really don't need them to remember things, even though I have trouble remembering things. I think we could agree.
One of the things, Angie, that you had said, or Laura had said, you guys shared with us when we spoke, is to take pictures of
Yes.
those things, which I think is such a cool
It
idea.
is,
And
it
then you
is.
have that.
Yes.
You don't have to have all the stuff.
Yeah.
You have a photo of it. There's your memory.
Okay.
Yeah, like you could hire
Yes.
someone to, like a photographer, to create a
Yeah.
book for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
Yeah.
They come over.
And dry mouth from all this conversation. Yeah.
They come over. They take the pictures. They create something that is in a smaller situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because
All right.
like you said, because they're
Yeah.
in boxes anyway, that you're
Yes.
not looking at them. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So
Okay.
one of the things that we use in Feng Shui to support our reading of your home and your Feng Shui consultation is to look at the floor plan. And we're very lucky in New York City that it's pretty easy to find
I
a
was
floor
going to
plan.
say, you busted that out, and I was like, wow.
Well, I've done this
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So then we can lay this Bhagwan mandala
Okay.
on top of the floor
Right.
plan. So this is not easy to do over like a general
Yeah.
just a conversation. So, but we can do this now on your real floor plan. Because on your podcast and on my podcast, what I typically say is, oh, you stand in the door
Yes.
looking in,
Yes.
which kind of actually does work in your situation, but I can glean more from your actual floor plan.
Okay.
So just so you know, this is the layout on your home.
Okay.
And there's a few things that we could talk about that stand out to me, and then we'll go over other things. So I made some notes. For partnership, there's actually an area of this Bhagwan map, the mandala, that relates to partnerships and relationships. And this is this pink area.
Right.
And that falls in your primary,
Wow.
that's your bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then the interesting thing is the first thing that you said when we walked in was that I wasn't allowed to go into the second bedroom.
Yes.
So the interesting thing about this is this pink area that's called relationships or partnerships, that's related to the mother element, the feminine element. So this other area where your second bedroom is the men in your life.
Oh, so I've cluttered it up.
Yeah.
I've blocked it.
Do you usually keep that room all cluttered up?
You know what? No, I want to say, hold on, just take. Look, when I was married,
Okay.
that room was my ex-husband's domain. He
Okay.
had 18 guitars. You couldn't walk in there. Now you can't walk in there now. I want to say because the stuff I brought all this other stuff in that
Not just today. It's been for a while.
it's been for a little bit. I
Okay.
would say for the past year.
Okay.
It's like stuff has been coming in.
Mhm.
And but there was a time, like during COVID for sure, like the counters were clear. I still work out. I use that as a gym.
Yeah.
The floor.
That's
It's
okay.
not so cluttered that you can't walk in. We do our podcast in there. There's room for a table.
Okay.
Look at her.
Okay.
She is dying. You are dying. Dying. But I mean, come on.
Until I'm addressed. Nope.
Okay. So, all right. So,
Yes.
so just we'll
Yes.
we'll investigate
But that's
that more.
interesting. Yeah.
But the invitation
That
is that
Yeah.
this is related to. But listen, it's not just
Yes.
the men in your life. It's also your father.
Yeah.
And so there is
I'm
something.
gonna cry.
Yeah, there's something about that too. So it might be interesting if you do place some attention and investigate like how you can begin to unwrap maybe some of the tendency to bring in because first you're telling me your ex was in there and that was his domain, that was his
Right.
man cave,
Right.
and it was filled up with a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It was horrible. I have to say he liked to blame me for it, but it was really once he moved out, all of a sudden that room was like cleared out. Not 100%, but I would say 80% of was his
Oh.
stuff.
Okay. And then it's also kind of become a place now that it's cluttered with other things.
With other things, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then, but maybe that was really helpful for you, especially after divorce, to kind of not have that.
I was
area.
so happy in
Yeah.
that room. Like I was happy to have it back, you
Yeah.
know, because he really took it over. Like it was a lot. Speakers and, you know, he had all those guitars and, you know, all that stuff. He had a lot of stuff in there.
So one thing that you could do maybe with the help of Jenn is maybe even like keep it so like have some
Yeah.
strategic slow plan
Right.
that's manageable
Yeah.
to start to unravel what's kind of the
Yeah.
stagnant chi or energy that's in there
Yeah.
with the intention that you're like slowly going to open yourself up to allowing a partner in your
Right. To
life.
someone else.
Yeah,
Right.
someone else in your life, because that and it might need a little space clearing too, because it does still have that residual energy of your ex,
Wow.
right?
Yeah, sure does. Yeah.
And maybe there is some kind of desire to not really open up that part of your heart yet,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you can take it step by step, like you know, like 9 things at a time. You don't have to like go Marie Kondo on it.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
ask
Yeah,
you a
yeah.
question
Go
on
ahead.
that?
So that room, Lori, like Lori said, that's where we do the podcast. And now as you're saying this, it's making me think, and this is, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but you know, we've been trying for a year and a half to grow this podcast
Oh,
and
so
to
maybe
get
we're
sponsors
stagnated
and
there.
to you know, make an income from it. And is it because we're stifled in that room and it's such
Yeah.
they're so
Oh my
stagnant
God.
that
Yeah.
it's not growing? The
That's a
podcast
part.
is not
That's
growing.
definitely a part of it, because so the other
You
new
just want us to really go to your apartment. That's
Well, yeah, I do. But I'm really asking the question, like,
Yeah,
could
that's
that be a
why-
reason
yeah,
why
definitely.
we're not seeing growth because
Yeah.
we're stuffed in that room that's cluttered?
it's
But
affecting it. Yes.
Yeah, but I wonder, like, because when we were doing it, and I mean, my favorite place to do the podcast is in
At the beach
at the
house.
beach house,
Right.
because it feels more like it's our space and it's set up in a way that is so conducive to recording
Well,
the
you could put the
podcast.
camera any place and not have to worry about what's in the background.
Nice, very nice.
Well, okay. So I
It's
think
not
that
that,
there's
but
something there.
no, I
like,
know.
yes.
I mean,
Well,
it
it's
feels more like I feel like we did most of the podcast recording there for the better part of a year.
We did, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well, it's just I think that we're more comfortable there, just physically more comfortable.
Yes,
because
I
we have
think
more
that's
space.
true. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway.
So
That's
I
interesting,
do
though.
think that this area,
Yeah.
so this area has
Wow.
one thing, like you're trying to start, you're starting this podcast, you're starting a new endeavor
Right.
in your life, like
Yeah.
a second job, I don't know, or a
Right.
second career or
Yeah,
something, I don't
mean, a
know,
Side hustle.
or side hustle, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also, yes, it's intertwined with the chi or the energy that is connected with your ex, because it's still there. So
Right.
so definitely letting things go. Like it could be 9 things at a time. It could be
Yeah.
really simple. Like for instance, my desk has been a little bit cluttered lately, so I'm doing 9 things at a time. 9 things can be like 9 paper clips, right? Just do whatever
Is
works
the number,
for you.
Are you saying 9 because the 9 is important?
Oh, well, 9 is just like a lucky feng shui number.
Okay.
So it's a number for you to kind of hold yourself to.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would say just try letting go of 9 things in that room at a time.
Okay.
And then doing your best to not add another 9 things.
Yes.
And I might say like you maybe try to find somewhere else to put it instead of defaulting to closing closing it off, because it is affecting your podcast. So this area also relates to, it's not just the masculine element or the men in your life or your father. It's also helpful people, it's benefactors, and it's so benefactors can be like your clients that would come from the podcast or the listeners that would come from the podcast, but it also affects how helpful you can be for your audience as well. So it goes both ways. And it's also connected to this opposite area, which is called abundance, which relates to self-worth and your wealth and prosperity. So that it is connected. And I think it's very important to just, you told me what to focus on when I walked in. You said, don't go in there. And I don't have to go in there, but I'm just telling you, this is what Let
me ask you a question though.
Yeah.
Does now you've looked at, that's my whole apartment as a whole, but within this, are there subsets of this bagua within each room also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll probably get into that in your primary bedroom.
Yeah.
But for your office, I think that the second bedroom, I definitely think.
You can call it an office because no one sleeps in there.
Okay. So we'll call it an office.
Yeah, an office. Yeah.
So I would say that set the intention to make this the space for you, which is, that sentiment already came up because you said that you were so happy when your ex moved out and you had the space back because he was taking it up with all the stuff, and to have it be something that can be a way to practice how to let go and open things up.
Well, it's funny because truthfully, we spoke a little bit and everybody knows at this point that our office moved and I had to take a lot of stuff home. But what I did get to take home was I use a laptop. I work at home 2 days a week. And so I have a computer. They let me bring home the monitors and all the plugins. So all I'm thinking is like, I usually work at my dining room table, but if that room, there is a setup to be an actual office with a computer there that I could have and I could work in there rather than out here.
Yeah.
So that's also like,
there's also a plus
swirling around in my head just in this recent past week. It's like I have this new, it's not so new, but it's mine, like a monitor so I can, because I'm old and I can't see. That's also kind of swirling around in my head.
Yeah. Well, I think that's an added benefit.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing I noticed is that right when we walk in, is it? I didn't check actually, but your closet doors, they'll hit your front door, right?
They do.
Okay, so this area of your home is related to your career, your path in life, and how you connect with others. And since you live here alone, it's so what I'm seeing by seeing these doors conflict. I'm seeing that there's some kind of inner conflict or clash with your career and how you connect to others. Doors represent your voice and how you communicate. And this area, especially, and also your front door. It might also be in conflict between what you show the outer world and what's really inside. Although you seem to kind of be very open. So it might be more that there's some kind of maybe conflict with what you want to be showing up with in your life and what's actually like there's some kind of inner clash.
Okay.
Or with the way that you want your voice to be out in the world.
No, I just want to say something about the closet doors. Like I had no choice. They the closets came.
Yeah, I know.
The doors are the doors.
I know.
Like I couldn't have changed that. I mean, I can change it, I suppose. But
so I brought some things. So we're gonna do it off camera, but I'll do a little ritual for those doors. And we'll do it together. Where basically the three of us will set an intention that we're going to cut the kind of discord that's happening there.
Okay.
So we'll do it together at the end.
All right.
so we'll work on that. Okay, so you walk in, you have the closet on the right. And then those doors clash. So we're going to work on the clash and we're going to do a little feng shui ritual for that. And then, so your stove. So your stove is out of command. So basically your stove is the place that's located is fine. But basically what that means is that, did I tell you about the commanding position when we?
No.
Okay. So the commanding position is a feng shui concept that it's kind of a foundational concept that we use in feng shui, which basically just means that you want to look at your position for in this case, when you're at your stove cooking, because your stove represents your wealth and your finances and your resources.
Okay.
It's also how you nourish yourself, right? When you cook for yourself. So when you're cooking at your stove, your back is facing the door.
Yeah.
So what that means is that you're not in command, or on a physiological level, you are in a heightened state of flight response when you're cooking.
Right.
Because someone could come in, even though they're not going to come in because you have a doorman and all this stuff, whatever. But your old mind doesn't know the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
That you're just in danger.
Right.
And you can't see what's coming towards you.
Okay.
So then what that means is over time, especially if you're cooking, like say you're stirring food, and when you cook and you're stirring like a pot of soup or something, it's almost like you're stirring in that level of anxiety, that level of fear, that increased stress response into your food, and kind of amplifying it. And over time, like a drop of water on a stone, it affects you.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm going to bring up a New York City apartment. I mean, the stove.
Yeah, it's
is
okay.
the stove.
Yeah. So we can't move it.
Yeah.
And this is not just New York City apartments.
Yeah.
It's most homes. It's hard to move your stove. So there's a correction. So I brought you something for that too.
Okay.
So I'm going to set you up. But basically, I brought you a few little things that we could set up in your home because I noticed you needed them.
Yeah.
So most people who are listening may have the situation where when you're standing at your stove cooking,
right.
So you're cooking at your stove. You can't see the door to the kitchen. So that puts you out of command. So what you could do is you could set up a mirror. Yeah. So you could see behind you.
That's right.
Because most people cannot move the stove.
Right.
It's not an easy move. And so we're going to work with that.
Right.
And so the idea is that instead now you can look. So now when you're cooking, you know that you have a mirror behind you. So if you heard something, you could just see.
Yeah.
See. Wow. So you're empowered to now be in command, to be able to see what's coming towards you. And so metaphorically, what it means is that like you are able to see what's coming towards you. You're not going to be surprised. You are in a place of empowerment. Like for instance, I'm sure three of us have been in a cubicle before. He was in a cubicle.
Yes.
We've been in a cubicle.
Yes.
The young people now, they don't know what cubicles are.
They don't.
But basically being out of command is like being in a cubicle.
Wow.
Like, you remember you're at your computer, anyone could creep up behind you and you're like terrified because you're not in command. So those were just, I don't think it was done on purpose. Maybe it was, but it's done in a way that you disempower. It's designed in a way that you feel disempowered because you're always on alert. So when I talk to like young people, I say, it's also like if you went to a cafe and you're meeting a friend at a cafe. So it would be the worst position to sit with your back towards the door.
When they were coming.
Yeah, because so then what are you doing? You're sitting there turning around, waiting.
Always looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, and you're on edge.
Yeah.
Or you could sit what I say is like where the mafia boss would sit, all the way back with your back protected. That's when you're in command. Or where the CEO would sit in an office, back corner office. So that's really the best position for your stove. But if you can't be in that position, we can correct it with a mirror.
You know what's so funny is in my old office that I just moved out of, my little square was in the back corner. So I looked out on the whole office.
So were you the boss? Are you the boss?
I am not the boss.
Oh, but were you the boss in a lot of other ways?
In some ways, I was. I mean, I assign things. I'm not anyone who's listening from my office. I am not the boss, especially my boss. If you ever listen, but I do have some control over what people are working on. So
Yeah, and it's more comfortable because
Yeah.
if you look at the extreme example, who's next to the door?
right.
And so the CEO should not be sitting next to the door dealing with the little, like all the people
Yeah,
coming in and
that's
out.
right.
So whoever's sitting at the door is
Usually,
kind of
the
the
admin person.
the admin
Right.
person.
Yeah.
Right.
But whoever is closest to the door is usually like the kind of like the watchdog,
Right.
right? So similarly, if someone is set up and you want to kind of be set up further.
Okay.
But in any case, we're gonna correct before
Okay.
we leave. We'll do it off
All right.
camera, but
Yes.
just for the folks listening or watching, we're going to set up a mirror so that when Lori's standing at her stove cooking, she knows now that there's a mirror that will
Right.
put her in command of her space, her life, how she nourishes herself, how she supports
Wow.
herself, her resources. And it's going to be really simple. It's a 3-inch round mirror. It's on double stick tape, and we could
Yeah.
stick it on your backsplash or on your
Yeah.
microwave hood.
Microwave. Yeah. Okay.
As
It's
long
usually me coming in, by the way.
Yeah.
The door without unannounced.
Unannounced.
well, so and it doesn't and it's not like it's not a rational thing.
Right.
Right.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah,
So just
totally.
like we're not in control of
Yeah.
feeling that fear. It's
Right.
actually it's our human response
Right.
that it's our animal reptilian brain
Right.
that goes into this elevated stress response
Right.
that we don't have control over. So it's not a conscious thing because
Right.
a lot of people will say, well, I know no one's going to come in. And I'm like, I accept
know.
that. I'm
Yes, we know.
acknowledging
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect us still.
Right.
Sure.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So that's one. So your stove, we're going to correct that. And then, okay. So then you have a bathroom
Yes.
in this area. This area at the back of your house is called Li in Chinese, and it's related to the fire element, and it's related to your fame and recognition, visibility,
Yeah.
your passion, and then also you have their other bathroom
Right.
in the career area.
Right.
So these two areas are connected. So it just tells me like maybe there's something that to look at in terms of like your career and your visibility, and there's a little bit of like this is a little bit of a challenge because the water, because you also have a sink here for your kitchen.
Yes.
The water, the bathroom, as well as the kitchen sink kind of puts out your visibility a little bit.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So it might not be in terms of your work.
Right.
Maybe it's in terms of like meeting a partner.
Right.
And maybe we want to work with that so that because a lot of, I don't know what the issues are with you meeting a partner, but a lot of times, sometimes people just you aren't being seen enough
Yeah. Huh.
to meet someone.
Right.
Maybe I should ask you. So what would you think is your biggest, like what's the hurdle in meeting a partner? You just haven't started yet or?
I'm lazy and I'm complacent and
Okay.
I'm like content. I'm actually, what are you? No, oh, I was going to say like, I would say that I'm fairly content on my own.
Okay.
Content, not necessarily like happy, but definitely like I'm very happy to be on my own.
Okay. So then that tells me that basically you haven't really started yet.
Right.
You haven't tried to go
No.
to meet someone. Okay.
No.
So you haven't, because sometimes, because people ask like,
Yeah.
So one of the most popular feng shui questions
Yeah.
is like, how do I meet a partner or how do I attract more wealth? Those are
Yeah.
like, or
Those
how do
are the
I work
two.
on my career?
Right.
So with relationships, it's not that easy because I need to know like, okay,
Yeah.
is it that you are dating a lot of people and
Yeah.
you're not meeting the right person,
Right.
or you haven't tried yet, or you go out on dates and you only
Yeah.
like the people that don't like you. Like
Yeah.
we've heard it all, right?
Yeah, totally.
So for you, it seems that like you haven't really been ready yet.
No. I have a lot of fear. I have a lot of fear of like a trust that, because I was wronged by my ex-husband, that lives with you for a long time.
Yeah.
Even if you're fine with being divorced, like I'm fine to be rid of him, like I'm totally fine with being rid of him. But yeah, there's like more a fear of myself that I'll make the same mistake because I feel you tend to go for like a certain type of person,
Okay.
who would be similar.
So that's where actually this area that also has a bathroom is related to fear. Like water element is related to fear and from a feng shui perspective. So maybe we'll do something with these two bathrooms too.
Well, my plan actually, you should know that the sink is broken in this bathroom right now.
Right. Oh, and the toilet's
unusable.
broken in this
and
one.
the toilet was working. It just was running, and I feel like they broke it. And then this sink, there's a second sink in this hallway, and that only is half working. So I have no sink here, and I have a broken. So like everything is like these need to in the next year be redone completely.
Okay, so how long have your bathrooms been in disrepair?
I mean, a long time. I would say the sink has been out of commission for like 6 months at least.
Okay.
But I adapt, and I'm late. I mean, can you tell I'm lazy?
Yeah.
Are you laughing at me behind my back?
No, I'm not.
Well,
Because
okay.
this would not stand. She would not stand.
It would be broken
for
for
5 minutes.
Okay.
But I adapt because I'm lazy, and I'm like, ugh,
Okay. So one thing that may encourage you.
I'm dying for you.
To light.
How different we are.
I didn't know
And
that
yet-
was broken for 6 months.
This has definitely been broken for 6 months.
Yeah.
But I've been using this other sink, which is
Okay.
really part of this bathroom. So
Yeah.
it hasn't really affected.
Right.
I would say in the last month, 3 weeks. Sorry, I should take this off. In the last 3 weeks, the sink was broken in the second one, and I had to use this bathroom only. Now I'm back to using this. But now,
that one's broken.
because, yeah.
Okay. So when you have plumbing issues in feng shui, and it's not just and it's not like your line, right? It's not like
No,
everyone
it's
in your
this,
line.
it's
It's a
this.
fixture.
It's a 40-year-old
Okay.
bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
So water element affects your resources. It, in a lot of ways, you can look at it literally like financial resources.
Right.
But if you're not having financial resource problems, it can affect other things. Like it can erode away your ability to make connections, meet other partners, things like that. Because water can be a lot of flow in different ways. For instance, like we think about like we're in New York City, right? The biggest cities in the world are next to large bodies of water
right.
because we connect to each other that way,
Right.
right? So we could even say that we're bodies of water or
Yeah.
bodies of land within
Right.
a lot of water.
Yeah.
There's more water
Yeah.
than there is land. So so it sounds like they're not working. So the fixtures are not working.
Yes, the actual
Okay.
sink does not work. The
Okay.
water works. I mean,
Okay,
it's
so the
connected
sink,
to the kitchen.
so this
which is
sink
fine.
isn't working, and then this one keeps flushing.
No,
Okay.
kept running.
Kept
so
running.
when the plumbers came to look at the sinks, I said, "Hey, could you look at this toilet?"
Yeah.
Well, they looked in there and they're like, "Oh, we have to go get a part." They replaced it,
Mm-hmm.
but now they've done it in such a way I have to have them back because
You have to hold
it down forever,
longer.
and it doesn't always work. Like,
Okay. So basically like in
that's
the
only a week, by the way.
So in the
It's
front
this week.
bathroom,
Yeah.
so the front bathroom, like having the water just continually
Yeah.
running could, in some homes or some lives or some families, it could mean that like the money is kind of like flowing out,
Right.
but it's also flowing back in too,
Yeah.
which isn't necessarily bad. But again, in many ways, water issues can mean financial issues because simply it costs a
Yeah.
lot of money to fix
it all.
water issues,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So when you fix it, you do have,
Right.
for you, it's not just spending the money to fix it. You also have to make probably a lot of decisions. Like what toilet am I going to get? I'm going to renovate the whole
Decisions that
bathroom?
I'm not good on. That's why I have her.
Well, so Jen's going to help you,
Yes.
but I understand because I help people with renovations and like
Yeah.
sometimes even just having to make the decision will
Oh, it's
stop someone
terrible.
from doing
Yes.
any kind of home repair.
Yes. They told me I could sort of fix this second sink
Mm-hmm.
if I just go buy new faucets. And
Yeah.
I mean, that was only on Monday, but it's still, I'm like, ugh, I don't even know. I wouldn't want to know what to choose. Like, I'm like, I went to her and I was like, will you choose faucets for me?
And Jen said, yeah. But then
I'll
Jen
do-
said,
I'll do all of it. Look, I am happy to like go in there with a jackhammer. Clear it all out. No, I'm happy to do, like, I don't know. This is obviously where Angie's expertise comes in. Like, I don't, and also like, I know what I like.
Yes.
And this has to be like, I don't know anything about construction. I don't know if you can take this wall out, if that's a load bearing wall, if this sink attaches to that plumbing. I have no idea about
I know.
that.
I'm not asking you to be an architect.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I can go in and I can pick out faucets and I can do the aesthetic things, but you have to have someone come in and do like the structural stuff
Yes, I
before
understand
any
that.
of that.
Yes, I
like,
know.
okay, so I can't just pick out faucets. Like, I don't
Well,
know.
actually,
But I
you
can pick out
could.
a faucet to fix this one.
No,
for
I
right
guess, but I
now.
feel like
Yeah.
that's a Band-Aid.
It is
for
a Band-Aid. That's
yeah.
why I
No.
don't want to do it.
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna. Okay, I'm
We're gonna have
roll
a
you
fight
guys-
now.
Because-
We're gonna have a fight.
No, because I.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, actually, I think that because I do know a little bit about this, I think it, and from the feng shui perspective, I would say you just go ahead and buy a faucet
Just go
to
get
fix
the
it.
faucets. Okay,
Yeah,
there you go.
worry about the Band-Aid.
Afterwards.
The Band-Aid is actually, it's actually
healing.
more than a Band-Aid because it will fix the plumbing problem.
Right.
So I think that's what's important here from
Yeah.
a feng shui perspective
Okay.
is to fix the plumbing problem because you're making all these adjustments
Yes.
every couple times a day.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
have to like explain how to use a toilet.
Oh my
you
God.
have to go
I,
to this sink
wash,
instead of
I
this
brush
thing.
my teeth in this sink. I wash my face in the other sink.
Yeah.
I do this.
I mean,
you
I've
know.
had to pee since I came in here, and I'm afraid to go.
It works.
But
as
so
well as
then
it
it might be just getting a new toilet. And
Yeah.
you know what? Once you and just because I know you could
Yeah.
you could later next year renovate your whole bathroom,
Yeah,
but still
exactly.
keep the same toilet.
Right.
So it's not and it's
Right.
not hard to pick a new toilet.
Right.
It's important to repair
Right.
these because from a feng shui perspective, this is stifling your connection. It in terms of partnership, because we're going to talk like for the listeners, if you have a water issue, it's going to affect your finances.
Right.
And it could be affecting your finances in a way that you don't know yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say like, since you're focusing on partnership, it's also telling me that your ability to meet people and to let people know that you're single and looking,
Yeah.
as well as you being available to meet someone, that's all being stifled. Because we're going to apply this to because you're asking about partnership.
Yeah.
You're not asking about your career or sorry, your finances.
No.
So, it can be affecting the flow of chi for you to meet someone. So it can mean that like, you're not putting yourself out there. No one knows that you're available.
All those things.
And then if someone did know you're available, maybe you don't want to, you're not making it easy for them to
Right.
find you. So, because the flow is not happening.
Right.
So I would say repair those two things because it
Okay.
affects your visibility
Right.
for people to know you're
Okay.
available and also see that just even know that
Right.
you exist as a
Right.
person,
Right.
right? Because your future partner needs to be able to see who you are,
Yeah.
see you, and
Right.
you have to meet them.
Right.
You have to put yourself out there.
Yes.
And then this area, the water area is like the
Right.
ocean of people that you swim in. So
Yeah.
maybe who knows? Maybe like next year you're dating like a friend of a friend that you never knew that this friend had the
Right.
friend that
And maybe
like
he's
Yes.
a plumber.
yeah. And then you don't have to make these
Yes.
you never
Yeah.
have to worry about it again.
I know.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
think those are really important.
All right.
Okay. Do you agree, Jen?
Yeah. No. I'm. Look, I'm along for the ride here. I don't.
Well, do you think Lori needs to put herself out there more?
Oh yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't at all. I mean, maybe spending less time with me so people don't think
Look at that. We're a
that
couple.
we're a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you don't put yourself out there. You started to a teeny tiny bit before
Teeny.
COVID, and then
Yeah. And then
COVID happened, and she's like, whoosh,
Yeah. I
Which
was
is
like-
fair.
Yeah. I mean, it was funny because it was like very
For a hot minute.
Hot minute.
yes, I agree with that.
So, and now's the time. This is your
Yeah.
message. And what you could do in tandem is fix those leaks to help to create a smoother flow of the people that you'll start meeting, the connections you'll start making, because that's where you're going to meet a partner.
Right.
You're not
Right.
going to meet a partner
No.
unless you put yourself out there a little bit.
Yeah.
And you have to let people know,
Yeah.
I'm looking to meet someone.
Right.
They all know now.
I guess they do. I guess they do.
So now we're going to walk around your apartment. So Lori just asked me about pets. So pets bring in fire element. Pets move around a lot. They
Yes.
stir the chi. They're always moving.
Yes, they
Right.
are.
So
always
they
moving.
help to keep it lively, and that's really helpful. But I would say, do the dogs sleep in bed with you?
No,
Okay, good.
neither
All right.
one.
Then you're good.
I mean,
they
the
just-
second one may eventually, but right now she's new.
Okay.
She's only been here 3 months, and she sleeps in a crate, but in
Okay.
my bedroom.
Okay. That's
and
okay.
Oliver's funny because he'll sleep. He loves to sleep on my bed. I could watch TV and he'll sit on the bed with me, but the minute the lights go out, he hops down and he goes in his bed, which is by the door, which I always attributed to him.
He's protecting
protecting
you.
me.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's protecting you.
Yeah.
That's good because so for people who are looking for a partner,
Yeah.
which is the focus of our conversation today.
I didn't realize this was going to be the whole focus of the conversation was looking for the partner. But here we are.
So
Go ahead. Yeah.
sometimes, also with I think letting go ties in with that, right?
Yeah,
Letting go of
I think
things.
letting go is really the overarching.
letting go
theme here
of things so
of
you can
things.
invite in
Yes.
more
yes.
joy and a
Yes.
partner in your
yes.
life.
Yes.
So often when someone's looking for a partner, if they have a pet that's sleeping in bed with them, sometimes they're kind of taking
Yeah.
up the spot that a partner
Yeah.
could take. So
yeah. No, he doesn't. Yeah.
yeah, so you don't have an issue. So,
No.
but in general, like pets are great because they bring in more love into your life, but they're also moving the chi around. They're even
Yeah.
when you're not here, they're like stirring the
Yeah.
energy and keeping it alive.
Right.
So they're good.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah. Here we are.
okay, so we're at the front door,
Right.
and so we'll correct this before we leave. But these
Okay.
doors are hitting, so that represents
Right.
like some conflict.
Yes.
And then it feels pretty good. It's nice and spacious.
Yes.
And then we're looking at a closet door. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay. And so we come in and now we're walking towards your living room.
Yeah.
And so what I realized is that
yes.
Lori has created
A block.
a block towards okay, so you're creating this block in your wealth area. Okay, so your dining room table is your wealth area.
Okay.
So your wealth and abundance area, and
Okay.
your dining room table represents how your friendships actually.
Okay.
And so it feels nice. Like it feels like you have a round table, that feels generous, and so it kind of tells me you probably have a lot of friends, and that
Someone
They bring up-
someone would believe I only have one friend, but I do have others.
and that there's a lot there. Okay, and then that they bring a lot of abundance into your life.
Okay.
Okay, but in order to get
Get
there, you need
to
to
work for it.
So there's there's probably only 18 inches between the edge of
Yeah.
your island and this
Chair.
chair that you've put in on purpose
Yes.
for a particular reason. So what it
There
tells
used to be a
me,
different chair there, but you picked out these chairs.
I did, but I did not organize them.
Okay.
yeah. So it would be interesting because the theme came up that trust issues,
Right.
and letting people into your
Yes.
heart.
Yes.
And this doesn't just mean a romantic partner, but could be for friendships. There's an invitation to maybe open that up a bit.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
because not everyone needs to,
Right.
right? So maybe
Yeah.
people have enough friends. They don't need more friends.
Right.
They don't. But this also could affect
Okay.
meeting a partner. Could also mean. It can also affect your ability to let go. So it's like you've closed the purse.
Right.
You've closed the ability for things
Yeah.
to let
Yeah.
go. So it's very tight, and it's also quite dangerous. Like we were just like you could poke yourself on that
Yeah.
sharp corner.
Right.
So so I would suggest maybe you could even just put this side table elsewhere.
Right. And move the two chairs next to each other, I
Right.
guess.
Or move this chair
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Because you can't move the island over.
Yeah.
Because everything else is generous except for right here. You see
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
it is, and it's the area of the Bagua mandala that's happening in is related to new beginnings.
Ah. Look at that. Closed off.
But sometimes that's helpful. So maybe
Yeah.
for a while
Right.
this is related to letting go
Right.
and starting new things.
Right.
So you made it hard for you. You created some kind of challenge in the area that represents springtime, new beginnings, things
Right.
starting new. And so even moving that can maybe help to
Right.
release some things.
Okay.
Okay. And invite
So are
in
things
new.
being held in there as well? That's what you're saying, too.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. And then these are the lovely orchids that you've told me about.
Yes. One has had as a dead leaf that I'm afraid to take off of there, but for the most part, that plant has been in bloom for a full year because friends of mine at work gave it to me upon my dad's passing, and it has remained with flowers. It lost the first set and then almost immediately grew more.
Is that the one on the left? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
And
also in
then
this
the one-
new
yeah.
beginnings area. But you're scared to move them.
I'm scared to move them.
So it's
Terrified.
so it could also
Yeah.
be similar to something with having a relationship.
Yeah.
That you want things to kind of stay the
Yeah.
same, and it's a little bit scary to try something new in case
Yeah.
you lose something. But that doesn't mean that you have to move them. What
Right.
you can maybe do is maybe you get an orchid for yourself that you
Yes.
pick,
Ah.
and you let's put it in your bedroom, in your
Okay.
partnership area. All right. So let's
Okay.
go there. So you
Yeah.
have a full size bed or queen.
Queen.
Okay. And then you have, is this the same bed that you had with your ex?
Yes, I've
Okay.
had this bed for too long. I want to get rid of the bed, but the hope is that when I'm redoing these bathrooms, to redo all of this, and I even want to get rid of open up I don't know what I'm going to do with. I mean, these are essentially clothes, and there's two that are stuff.
But you can still get a bed.
I still get a bed, but I need the closets, the closet space.
Yeah.
That's why those were built. But I don't love them anymore. They're just
Yeah.
where my clothes are.
Yeah, I
And so,
understand. You can you could update.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's
Yeah.
going to be, but I know you are ready now.
Yes.
Is that the decision of doing a
Yes.
renovation is going to stop you from doing anything?
I know. Yes.
So,
Yes.
but a bed connects to you.
Yes.
It still has your partner's
Right.
chi in it.
Yeah. This one definitely does.
And
for
it's
sure.
also maybe I don't know how long you had this bed.
Yeah. Oh, long.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it could
it's
be
time
a
for a new
time
one.
for a new
Yeah.
one. So I would treat yourself to finding a bed
Okay.
that you love
All right.
and upgrading it.
Okay.
And then your position of the bed is not so great. So
Yeah.
you remember I talked about the commanding position? So
Yeah.
you're out of command in your bed.
Yeah.
So
Bed really needs to be on that wall.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you renovate, I would
Yeah.
definitely redo the layout of your closet. And
Yeah.
so it's not putting you out of command. But what
Right.
you can do is you can also get a standing mirror,
Okay.
and you can have Jen help you pick one out.
Okay.
And you can set it up so that when you're laying in bed, you could see the door without
Right.
directly being in line with the door.
Right. Gotcha.
Okay.
All
And
right.
then one last thing is that your
Yes.
bed is also in line with this door.
hallway, yeah.
Yeah. So what it means is that you or your partner, you're getting a lot of chi coming at you right around your hips.
Okay.
So what that means is over time, I don't know if you have any hip problems.
I do have a back problem right now that I
Yes.
constantly complain about.
So the chi, from a feng shui perspective, the chi is coming at you that way all the time,
Yeah.
so it can affect your health wise wherever
Okay.
it's hitting your body.
Yeah.
But also
Wow. Yeah.
so I have a feng shui crystal ball. I'll help you
Okay.
hang it up. Although you have popcorn ceiling, so we'll
I
figure that
know.
out.
I hate
But that's also something you renovate.
Right. Yeah.
But you could hang it from but then it's asbestos. But anyway, we'll
Yeah.
talk about it later. I know everything. I know everything about
Well, you're
renovating your
also
home.
an
I'm also an
architect.
architect. Yeah. So
Should I hire you to be my architect? I feel like that's
we'll
coming.
talk about it later.
Okay.
'Cause we only have a few minutes
I
left.
know.
Okay, so we would hang a feng shui crystal ball
Yeah.
from the ceiling, and I brought you one. as a
Okay.
gift. And from the ceiling,
Yeah.
so that what it does is it takes chi that's coming from the door at your hips and
Yeah.
it refracts it so it's not coming towards you.
Oh,
It's like
wow.
arrows pointing at you. It's not that bad because it's not like a
Yeah.
huge passageway, but
Right.
it's not supportive
Right.
for you.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
All right.
a wrap
All right.
on the consultation, and we're going to do some things offline. But do you have any final questions?
No, my head is ready to explode. But no, I found this very helpful. It's very interesting. You don't realize that things are the things, and they just automatically go to those things. Does that make any sense? I know that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't make
But
sense.
no, when you were like, oh, that's the male, implements, and
right.
then this is this, and this is here. and where the things are, where your furniture is, where corresponds to your life, and that's what you don't realize is happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing I think.
And it seems that I have a lot of jobs out of this consultation. I have a lot of work ahead of me.
Yes, you do.
But I'm happy to do it because I love you, and I want you to have abundance in your life. I want you to find a partner.
Yes.
And I love a renovation.
I know.
I love a renovation. Love it.
All right. So that's
It's a wrap.
Thank you. All right. So that was crazy eye-opening. We did that a little while ago, I think back in March. And it was just eye-opening about, remember, like I have that space in my living room that's like closed off. There's like no room to pass.
Yep.
That's crazy, right?
I know.
And all the energy in this room that, by the way, still hasn't had much
this
cleared out of
room
it.
still
By the way, it
needs
still
some work. But your entryway,
right?
and the string.
Then the string, she did that. She did put a crystal ball. I don't know if you remember, like she said that the door of like the walkway to the bathroom was hitting my hip.
Oh,
And a lot of that pain has subsided a bit since she put up that
really?
thing. Yes. And I did purchase, which is arriving momentarily, a new bed, just a little Band-Aid in the bedroom to give it a little new juju.
Yes.
To get that old one out, which, by the way, I don't know how I'm getting it out, but to get the old one out. And so
Bringing new
we
energy
are
in.
bringing new energy. Now, we still have to take like the 9 items out a day here, which you're supposed to help me with. But
9? That's
she
all?
said 9 a day.
Oh, okay. How many days?
Nice. Very nice.
365?
Very nice. You see why? She's really of no help. No help.
I get very overwhelmed.
Yes, I know. I know that
and
about
stressed
you.
out and anxious and
I know, but you're already stressed out and anxious.
panic-inducing.
Yes,
But I
But-
will help you. I will.
I know.
I will
don't know
help
when
you.
that is, but
I don't either.
But
I
we'll
will.
see.
But doesn't it feel good to like
Yes.
make a little bit of progress? Now,
Yes.
so with the bed, so she had said to
She's-
get the bed regardless of whether or not.
Yes, she had said to me, because my intention is to remodel, do a renovation in the bedroom, do the bathrooms over again. But she said, that's not happening right away.
Right.
And you kind of need the immediate gratification
Okay.
of get that old energy out.
Yeah,
of that
and kind of
bed.
just get
'Cause
the
that
ball
was a bed,
rolling.
like I've had that bed for a long time. I
Yeah.
shared it, with David,
Yeah.
and to get kind of that,
Get it out.
get it out
Oof.
and to get new energy in. I'm debating whether I should just also buy like a new mattress now at the same time, because I think summertime is a
Oh,
lot
I thought you did that.
no, I didn't buy a new mattress.
Well, you have to go and try mattresses out.
I know that's the other thing.
Very,
You can't
very
buy them
particular.
online.
No,
Yes.
no.
But knowing that like this new bed frame is coming, it also comes with storage. So there's going to be
yeah, like mine.
yeah. So it's going to be like clear out some of the
Oh, that's great.
clutter that's in my bedroom.
That's great. Is it drawers on both sides?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I have.
yeah.
Although I don't have anything in it. I don't have anything in my. I have
That's not true. You have clothes in there.
like 3 things. There's like 3
well,
things
because
in
it's
there.
in the city and you don't have that much stuff
Yeah,
here.
I guess. Yeah.
Come on.
And also the other side is Tim's side, so we don't really know what's in there, or if he could even
I don't think he could open the
access
drawers
it.
there.
He might not be able to
Yeah.
open those.
Well,
drawers.
that's the thing. In here, the dog beds are on that side. So I think I have to put stuff in there that I don't ever want to access.
That would be called throwing it away. Things that you never want to access go in the garbage. They go in the garbage. I mean, listen to what you just said. Gonna put stuff in there that I never access. Oh, it's a great idea. I mean, what? Okay. Well, anyway.
So we hope you got a kick out of this. It was fun to like kind of put something out into the world and be guests on somebody else's podcast.
Yeah, that was super fun, and they're awesome.
And so, it was just fun to put that out there, and hope you enjoyed it, and hope you learned a little something about Feng Shui in your own.
Yeah,
home. And a big thank you to Anjie
Yes,
Cho
thank
and her
you
husband
so much
for coming to my home. And she didn't think this room was that bad. I want to add.
Did she say that?
She did say that. She's like, "Oh, I've seen
Maybe
much
because
worse."
I made it sound like it was so much worse,
Yes,
and then she was
sounded like you couldn't open the door.
Yeah, well, you kind of couldn't that day she came. There's a lot of boxes
That is
in
not.
here.
Yeah, well, the boxes are gone.
They are gone.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
Stay tuned, though, because I think this is going to be a work in progress over the next year or so.
Let's say a year.
Let's say a year. I think that's fair.
That is fair.
Okay. Anyway.
So anyway, we hope you got a kick out of it. I'm Lori Schulweis.
And I'm Anjie Cho.
This was Everybody Talk.
Talk to you next time.
Take care.
For more information about our podcast, to learn more about us, or to catch up on all of our episodes, go to our website at every.body.talks.podcast.com.
Follow us on Instagram at Shirley, at Jenn Giamo, and at Everybody Talks. And if you want to watch today's episode, go to our YouTube channel at Everybody Talks Podcast.
If you want to be a part of the conversation, join the Everybody Talks community and become an exclusive member of our wellness group. Check out the link in our show notes to learn more.
Don't forget, if you like what you've heard, give us a 5-star rating, write a review, and tell a friend. We're for everybody and everybody. The Everybody Talks podcast is co-created, executive produced, and hosted by us, Lori Schulweis and Jenn Giamo. Produced and edited by Station 16.
Our theme song music is written and performed by Jackie Ryle and Aaron Navisi, with additional support from our pups, Oliver, Milo, Murray, and Frankie.
Talk to you next time.